Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to 90 at 9, brought to you in association with the Bank of New Zealand. This is your morning briefing where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. Starting now with news, the Australian dollar hit parity with the US dollar late on Friday night, a full 100 cents in the Australian dollar. However, it was only briefly, just for a few seconds, and then it blipped back down again. The Australian Treasurer, Wayne Swan, seemed to celebrate the move to parity, describing it as a badge of national honour. This is because he says it's time for Australia to take a hands-off approach on their currency because it acts as an automatic stabiliser, preventing inflation from surging through the economy as the benefits of the biggest mining boom in a century go into the Australian economy. However, the New Zealand dollar is not quite so strong versus the US dollar. In fact, we're quite a lot weaker versus the Australian dollar in recent weeks, down to 76.2 Australian cents. And the trade weighted index is around 67, which has been steady since 2009, late 2009. This is good news, the weak New Zealand dollar versus the Australian dollar, for exporters to Australia and also for tourism operators here. There's an awful lot of Australians coming here to spend their newly bulked up Australian dollars. Meanwhile, over the weekend, Labor in opposition has announced a major turnaround in its policy on foreign ownership of New Zealand land and other monopoly assets. They say they will block large acquisitions of farmland by foreigners and any monopoly assets, or at least stakes bigger than 25%. They'll also give discretion to ministers to block acquisitions worth more than $100 million. Labor says it needs to be wary of capital inflows and to essentially take control of New Zealand lands. The currency wars continued late on Friday night when Ben Bernanke, the US Federal Reserve chairman, reiterated that the US Federal Reserve is ready to essentially print money to try and devalue the US dollar. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was 90 at 9, brought to you in association with the Bank of New Zealand.